We got to get to this, too. This has been a pet peeve of mine.
What happened to your face? What's wrong? Something messed you up. What's wrong? Uh-oh. We got Sad Danny over here, guys.
No, not sad. No. Who cares? This is from today's Tribune. This is Shannon Ryan in the Tribune today.
I like Shannon.
When Stephen and Bronwyn Case moved to Wheaton 3 years ago, they considered Chicago their hometown. That included rooting for the Cubs. So when their first child was born at 4:13 a.m. on Father's Day,
Gracie?
they named her
Grace
after one of the streets that borders Wrigley Field.
Cubbies.
Waveland.
They named the baby Waveland?
She said,
is that the middle name?
She said, we're originally from Texas and Tennessee. We don't have family here. We feel like this is our special place. We wanted something unique to Chicago as a baby name.
Now you know what's going to happen here. You're about to do what you're going to do, and there are going to be parents who are going to call up and go, "Dad, it's a fun thing to do."
It's your child's name. It's not a dog.
There's a lot of Jordans and Peytons out there, Dan.
Those are at least names.
Be careful, Dan.
Those are names. Addison is a name.
Madison.
Grace is a name.
Mm-hmm.
Clark is a name.
Yeah, Waveland's tough look.
You named your child Waveland. Unique to Chicago, name your kid Ditka. Name your kid Capone.
Name your kid Koch.
Shut up.
And if you are of Latin descent, Mexico.
Your kid did Mexico.
No, dude, Waveland's a tough go because now you have to shorten it. And she's going to go to school, and people are going to call her Wavy or
That's the
Landy.
thing. What's the
nickname? You're not going to say, you're not going to go with, she's probably not going to go with Waveland every time she introduces herself.
And if you think of Wavy, immediately I jump to Wavy Gravy again, and then we're back there.
He's got a barrel on, got the suspenders and the tie-dye shirt and the crazy hair.
And he tweeted out a picture. Happy birthday to my new daughter, Waveland.
Oh, that's tough.
It'll be tough to top my first Father's Day. Cubs win. #FlyTheW.
Yeah, that's when fandom takes.
You've got to stop. It's a person.
Did you see the Espen feature on how many?
There's a kid named Espen.
World Series babies were made that night, and it did the whole
That's
feature.
Fine. But some of those are named Steve.
Yeah, Jane.
Yeah.
Waveland's tough. Waveland's tough. I just having had my first child, it was easy to name our baby because we were in lockstep with the middle name. She told me there's no way in hell she's naming her child Ellsworth, and I was like, all right, we'll have to talk to my mom and dad about that.
Well, you don't even use the name.
Well, because it's pretty formal. That's why. And Jace. I was only called Jace by my mom, my sister, and my lady. So we figured, hey, there's only 3 people that use that name. Now hand it over to the kid. But yeah, there was no thoughts of the kid being named Jimmy or
G stands for Gets.
Right.
Nico.
Right. Are there any Trubisky babies running around out there? Like, yeah, that's a tough look. And when you can pawn it off as, like you said, it's still a name. Like you said, Clark and Addison, and there was a set of twins that were named Clark and Addison on that feature.
Yes, but if you look, it's the whole naming things after your favorite team. That's for your yellow lab. That's because I live right off of Grace, not far from the park. Everybody's got a yellow lab or a black lab named Addison or Grace or Rhino or Shawan. Don't call me Shawan.
Yeah, don't call me Shawan, boy. Yeah.
Just
you think of a lot of coon dogs running around out there?
That's your daughter. She's going to have a life of her own. Yeah. And your whole job as a parent,
setting her up,
is to make sure that she's
easy breezy, lemon
happy, and it's such a headwind now. You just create an unnecessary headwind for your daughter's life by giving her a dumbass name.
Yeah, that's tough. She could change it.
When she's 18,
she's
going to change it.
You think? If she makes it to 18.
It
is Chicago.
She'll change it to, I don't know, to Brick House.
Hey. Hopefully she'll stay dry, sweetheart. But seriously, though. It's
more ways than one in that case.
It's happened. It's happened with Jordan. It's happened with Peyton.
Those are names. Those are unisex names too. Those are Jordan and Peyton are lovely names.
It was fine, yeah. But yeah, whenever you start to do the whole naming your kid after an athlete thing,
But that's after a road. It's not a person's name.
Meet my son Ashland.
My son Pulaski.
Right? Dude. Moms usually can overrule these.
It's their job. Where was mom?
So you're putting it all on mom.
Ultimately,
dad is stupid.
Dads
as
are
it is.
dumb.
Yeah, dads are dumb. You know, we saw the dude last year who had his baby in one hand and trying to catch the foul ball in the other, and almost toppled over the seats. So
drama, baby.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't ever think it's been done in my family where a child has been named after an athlete. My mother did want to name me a very, very weird name.
Cassius Clay.
No, she wanted to name me Quasar. And my dad was like, hey, put the drugs down. Jason's going to have, a decent life with this name.
And that's back when there was a Quasar Electronics company,
I don't know why my mother wanted to do it.
Our very first VCR was a Quasar.
I don't think my mother's ever smoked weed or ever did any hard drug in her life, but at that moment, there was something that was in the air, and my pops had to put the stop sign down. He had to say, hey, we can't send the kid out there being known as Quasar.
No, I was one X chromosome away from being Marjorie.
Really?
Yep.
Like, what happened to those kind of names? Like, my mom's name is Beverly, right? So
That's
I feel like
such a mom's name,
and it's an old name, right?
My aunt Bev.
I feel like if you're named Beverly, you were born at 29.
You know
what I mean? Like you were a certain age. I mean, like Marjorie, there's no young Marjorie.
There's wonderful graphs for this. There's interactive moving graphs that can show you name popularity and what's going on with everything. And it's like all of my mom's friends, right? You're talking
the
about
Lindas of the world,
Linda, Barbara, Janice, Joyce, Janet, Lois. Like all
you said Marjorie. I'm like, Marjorie has never been 17 years old. It was straight to 31 with her.
But you can actually see it. And then for people my age, all the girls' names: Stephanie, Jennifer, Melissa, Alyssa, Lissa, and all of those variants.
And then we read the NHL names the other day.
The NHL names was sure.
The MLB draft names. There was a piece done on them.
David Roth, right?
No, there was. Oh, dude, was it David Roth?
David Roth did something about our baseball names getting better.
Yes. And there was a bunch of ridiculous names out there, but like the classic names, like for instance, Chris's baby has a very, very beautiful classic name. Name's Juliana. Like like those names. Like you hear them and you're like, there's something there. I wanted to name my baby before, like years before I had him. Like I thought my first child would be a boy. Wanted to name him Jack. I had to be pulled to the side.
Well, it was on the air.
Well, before
you were talking about on the air, the name Jack Goff probably is not going to work.
It would be tough. He would either get pummeled every day or have to be a bully at some point because you're going to get into a lot of fights walking into the class and the role is being called and Jack Goff, is your name. So yeah, I don't know if Waveland's
sounds like a Chiefs executive.
See. I don't know if Waveland's the route you want to go, but she's famous now, so she's got to be great now. This is the pressure that you put on a child when you name him something like that.
And that's true that a lot of people associate it with Waveland Bowl.
Dude, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, the first time I ever saw a bag of weed. When I heard the name.
My neighbors, the good people at Waveland Bowl.
Oh, dude, Waveland
really,
Bowl
really nice people.
Truth, man. Kidding me? We used to go over there Friday nights and bowl a few games and hang out for a little bit.
They're really the owners are really, really super people. When our houses were being built in that area, they had everybody that was moving in come over for a special bowling night.
And an invite to the neighborhood?
Yeah, and it also said, look, if there's ever an emergency, if you ever don't feel safe in your home, we're always open. You always have a place here to come shelter if need be. If you ever need extra parking, call me. We can make arrangements.
Really?
Went out of their
get
way.
Them in rotation because I want to do a charity bowling thing before the year is out, so I might have to give Waveland a call. I forgot about.
They're good
Waveland.
folks, and believe it or not, one of the publications voted their burger at Alley Dogs one of the best, like under $7 burgers in Chicago.
I've never had their burger. I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's a tasty burger.
See, that's why the young lady's named Waveland.
After Waveland Bowl.
Yes,
That's a better reason than after the actual street because it happens to be near a ballpark.